Hello, and welcome to this weekly reading for the full moon. The full moon, I think it's in Gemini. And this full moon, which is going to take place on Monday, November 30th, will be a lunar eclipse. So we're going to read a little bit about that, about the lunar eclipse, about basically what effects it's going to happen to us during this eclipse, during the full moon, and during the sign of Gemini. So we're going to see how the energies of Gemini will affect us. So that's why I'm going to pull out this book here. So I have this lovely book called Moonology, working with the magic of the lunar cycles. So I recommend getting this book if you want to learn more about little rituals you want to do during the full moon, and if it takes place on a certain sign, what kind of effects we will face during those challenging times, depending on which sign the full moon will be on. Hello, Kevin. So I'm gonna read a little bit about it, but before that, so I'm gonna actually do a reading for this full moon, lunar eclipse on November 30th to December the 6th. Okay, so we're going to see how harsh the energies will be during that week. So I'll make sure to pull a few cards since it's going to be lots of strong energies during that week. Okay, so let's read a little bit about this lunar eclipse before we start the reading. Okay, so apparently this full moon is called a beaver full moon, okay? And let's read about it. So Skywatchers will get a double treat as November 2020 comes to a close with a partial lunar eclipse occurring as the full beaver moon shines in the early morning sky. So the beaver moon, nicknamed such because this is the time of year when beavers build their winter dams. Oh, okay. In preparations for the cold winter, will reach its fullest phase Monday morning. So the effects will take place around 4:30 a.m. So if you really want to work with the energies really strongly, then that's a good time on Monday, November 30th, to work with the full moon, with the lunar eclipse. Okay, so 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so it will look big and bright in the sky at Sunday night and Tuesday night as well, assuming the clouds don't block your view. Okay, so hopefully that doesn't happen and we get a nice view of the moon. Okay, so now this full moon is taking place in Gemini. Okay, so November 30th brings a partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Gemini. So lunar eclipses are like extra potent full moons. So they have more enhanced energy than regular full moons. They illuminate areas of our lives that need to be cleared and swept away. Okay, so yes, they're very strong. Actually, they really do take effect really strongly, and they do kind of take away things that don't no longer serves us and pushes away certain things or situations that clear away actually for other opportunities to come forth in your environment. So it takes kind of like it's kind of like cleaning your room a bit, or taking out the clutter at home in the apartment, throwing out things that you no longer need, that it's already old and done, right? So that new opportunities can finally come forth at your place, at your home, right? But in this case, it'll be your life, right? In your life, anything you need to kind of clean and throw away, and then so that you can bring new opportunities, right? And sometimes it can be hard to let go of old things, right? So that's why it's a little challenging to work with the lunar eclipse, and especially with the full moon, right? So let's see what kind of things we can do. So I'm going to read a little bit of the rituals of what we can do to help us out with that this week, okay? So I was saying they illuminate areas of our lives that need to be cleared and swept away. They shine a light on all that no longer needs to be present with us. Okay? They reveal to us where we are holding on too tightly and where we have to surrender and let go. Lunar eclipses are potent they require us to shed. So this shedding can leave us feeling vulnerable, afraid, or uncertain of what is to come. But this lunar eclipse holds the promise of a brighter season coming, okay? So even though things can be harsh and certain things that, are being swept away, can be quite painful, right? So, but this is definitely promising that new things are gonna come forth this season coming. Okay, it's gonna be much more brighter, much more luminous. It reminds us that whatever space is created by its presence will soon become fertile ground, worn with new seeds when the timing comes. So, all right, so under this lunar eclipse, if something falls away from your life, if something comes to pass, try and hold a feeling of trust in your heart. Eclipses are said to bring fated or destined events. So that's great. So lots of maybe synchronicity coming its way, lots of events that are meant for us coming our way soon. That's what it's promising. Okay, things that are destined for us are starting to show to the surface, right? So that can be quite exciting, I'm definitely going to be looking forward for that. This is great. So I'm going to just read it again. Eclipses are said to bring fated or destined events our way that are aligned with our highest growth in mind, okay? So aligned with our purpose, okay? On a lunar eclipse, if something exits your life, trust that it was meant to be. Trust that there is a divine purpose to what is now no longer. Of course, endings can always be painful and even sad. So give yourself space to grieve. Give yourself permission to feel all that floats up from the depths of your own underbelly. Under the influence of this eclipse, we are also being guided to step into our divine feminine. Yes, the energy of the divine feminine is not about gender, okay? And I always try to tell this to people. It's not about gender at all. It's an energetic, right? The energy of the divine feminine is not about gender. It is an expression of energy that rules over the hidden, the shadow side. It represents the knowingness and the unknown and the creative qualities that arise when we are in the void. Okay. So facing the void can be quite challenging, actually. This strong feminine energy comes from the goddess influences of Vesta, Eris, the Black Moon Lilith, and Ceres. So you can work under their energies to help you out during this full moon. Okay? All right. So I just wanted to read a little bit about that. Okay? And I'm just going to read one more from the book. Okay, Moonology. And then I'll go straight to the reading. But at the end of the reading, after I'm done the reading, I kind of want to read a little bit of the rituals we can work on Monday, okay, during the full moon lunar eclipse. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about the full moon or lunar eclipse in Gemini. So here it is. Okay. So we have Gemini here. And these are all the things. Just going to read a little bit about this. All right. Okay. So it says full moon or lunar eclipse in Gemini. This full moon is especially good for Aries, Geminis, Leos, Librans, Sagittarians, and Aquarians. So basically fire signs and air signs. So this is going to actually empower the air signs and the fire signs this Monday, full moon, lunar eclipse. So, but it may be challenging for the rest of the signs. So just a little warning. But it's more challenging for everyone else. So it'll empower the air signs and fire signs, but it'll be a little bit challenging for the rest of the signs. The energy is changeable and fickle. Top 5 questions to ask yourself during this full moon, actually. Number 1, Have I been gossipy, superficial, or flighty this month? Okay, so this is where we have to be mindful of ourselves and our actions. Number 2, have I been glossing over other people's feelings? Number 3, have I been too quick to change my mind or too restless? Number 4, have I been too much of a silver-tongued hustler? Number 5, have I done enough reading to keep expanding my mind? That's a good one. The message is slow down and be real with people. Okay, I mean, most of us, it's quite a challenge to be real sometimes with people, right? We have certain masks or blockages in order to be real with people, right? So find a balance between wanting to know everything and taking the time to really learn. Forgive. Perform the full moon forgiveness ceremony. So I'm going to read a little bit about this at the end of the reading, about how we can do this forgiveness ceremony, okay, that can help us during the full moon. Be grateful. Perform the entering a state of gratitude ceremony. So write your gratitude list and then burn it. So I'm also going to be reading about this type of ceremony at the end of the reading as well. So 2 things we should work on during the full moon is or lunar eclipse is forgiveness and gratitude. Okay, so those are the messages of moonology. Okay, so at the end of the reading, I'm gonna read about the rituals, and if you want, you can stay tuned for that, or you can just be here for the weekly reading. It's up to you. So, but I'm definitely gonna take some time in going through that. Okay. All right, so yes, so let's start this weekly reading. So I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot, like always, for tonight, okay? And I'm going to be using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, okay? And I'm going to be pulling out a card from the Rumi Oracle, okay? I might read it at the end too, since I'm still being familiar with that deck. Okay, guys, so let's see what's in store for you guys for this week of November 30th, which is the beginning of the lunar eclipse, till December the 6th. So that's great. Christmas is also coming soon, so looks like things will be a little bit more positive, I feel. Also, Scorpio season is ending soon, so that's great too. So we're like ending it off with a lunar eclipse, so ending the Scorpio season. It definitely gave us the opportunity taking a look at our shadow sides, right? So, and purging certain things out, releasing and learning a lot about death and transitioning, right? Learning about the afterlife. I just had a major vision. I woke up this morning with like full of like channeling. I just had such an intense dream last night, and my father came to visit me in the dream too, and just revealed so many things to me, and I'm just like, everything makes sense. What? So yeah, I'm just like, well, this is a matrix and this is an illusion. Nothing is very real, and we're all flies in a web. And we need to learn how to be spiders in the web and create our reality instead of the matrix, and the matrix taking over your reality, right? And being like the fly. So I'm going to talk about that later. Probably do a little podcast also, and talk about that with Brandon, since we're working on a podcast called Meta Chats. So it's Metaonia. I still can't pronounce it right, but yeah, look forward for Meta Chats with me and Brandon. Okay. All right. So let's see for the beginning of the week, guys. Okay, so we start a little bit heavy in the beginning of the week, and I kind of expect this because of the lunar eclipse. So there is like one last purge. Hello, Teresa. Welcome to this weekly reading for our lunar forecast, lunar eclipse forecast. Okay, so I'm just pulling a few cards for this week. Okay, so we do start pretty heavy this week. It looks like we're going to be releasing it. Oh, and then we ended up with a lot of earth energy. So we do start off with the Three of Swords. So it's interesting I said the Three of Cups. So maybe this is connecting to the Three of Cups. I feel like this Three of Sword energy is connecting to situations from the past, perhaps old friendships, old relationships, right? Because I feel like Three of Cups was like a moment of emotional connection with people that you bonded very well. And there was this genuine sense of love, right? And fulfillment in that connection, right? But it looks like the lunar eclipse is kind of cleansing that, I feel, or recycling it, right? And that's why there can be a little bit of a pain, like releasing this kind of pain within ourselves, letting go of past relationships, past friendships, right? And this can be quite heartbreaking, and this can really, it's a really difficult process, right? Letting go of past pains, past relationships, but understanding that they all had a purpose, they had a value and something to teach you and learn, right? And also these could be karmic connections from a past life and that needed to be resolved in this lifetime, so that in this life you have a clean slate and can begin on a much positive note, right? So these are situations that you're gonna have to kind of confront, but same time let go of, because it was a past part of yourself, right? And we're always constantly evolving, shifting, and changing. Okay, so the Three of Swords is suggesting that in the beginning of the weeks you may be going through some purges in regards to old relationships, right, that perhaps didn't work out in the end, right? But they were there to teach you something, to teach you a lesson, or to evolve, or to clear away something for you, perhaps that could have helped you in the long run later on, that we're not aware of yet, but later on we will be aware of it. So yes, bit of a heartbreak in the beginning of the week, but it's all because of the lunar eclipse kind of releasing that energy out, right? Because it's probably been within us for a while, right? And we kind of want to purge it out, right? So yes, there is a little bit of a heartbreak going on in regards to maybe past relationships, right? Whether they're friendships or family members or romantic interests. We're going to be releasing it a little bit this week, okay? In the middle of the week, we have the Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit is suggesting that you will be going within yourself after this. You will be much more stronger than before. You will feel a little bit more weak in the beginning of the week, but then you start to get in your inner strength back. But going within to reflect on these situations, reflecting the past, and reflecting on why these situations needed to happen, right? You're really going to go within and kind of find wisdom in these teachings and these situations, these trials that we had to face, right? So we will be facing and confronting these trials, but you're going to want to kind of separate yourself from other people, not really wanting to socialize this week, and going within and kind of figuring things out on your own, right? That's when we most get clarity, I feel, is that when we have that time for ourselves to figure things out, right? And kind of discover an inner light. And that's when, yeah, we do get enlightened, that when we are on our own and figuring things out. And it could be quite isolating. It could be quite lonely, right? We may feel a little bit alone, but it's really enlightening. And there is a sense of like we do get a broader perspective of where we're heading, right? Because see, he is in the dark, it is quite cold, but that inner light is still guiding him to where he needs to go. And basically the lesson of the Hermit is basically teaching us that whether the path is even if though the path is still dark and we don't see the steps ahead of us, we still have like an inner guidance, an inner light to show us step by step where we need to go. We don't really see the full destination of our path because everything is dark around us. We're not aware of it. But with that inner light, it can at least show us step by step where we need to go and need to head to. So the Hermit is really teaching us to kind of not focus on where you're heading in the future or really focus on the destination. Just focus on the journey and focus on where you're being guided little by little. So focus here in the present and focus on where you've already come, right? And how far you've come. And focus on that moment and just focus on what will be the next step. right? So that's the lesson of the Hermit is to kind of use that time to be within yourself and reflect on these situations to get inner guidance. And at the same time, don't be too focused on reaching the destination right away. Just focus on where you are little by little, step by step. You're being guided to where you need to go. Okay. So that's the lesson of the Hermit. So there's going to be some insights coming your way, I feel, for this week. Okay. Now we end the week with the Queen of Pentacles. That's a great energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very grounded energy, very practical individual, very focused in their money and their skills, very talented. The Queen of Pentacles is a very talented individual. So whether this is you or somebody externally, you're going to be very grounded this week and focus on your skills, focus on building something for yourself, right? And you're going to be well known for it. People are going to admire your skills and what you're working on, right? Maybe it is at work, maybe it is a position at your job. People will admire you in that sense. Or whether you are building something in your business or projects, you're definitely going to be on fire in terms of building a solid foundation for yourself in that sense. Your crops are growing and you're in a much better place where you were before. You feel like you're much more polished, you're much more grounded, right? And whereas you struggled before, I feel like you struggled before and life was a bit more challenging for you guys, right? But now it seems like in the end of the week, you're going to feel like those challenges are not there anymore. Well, they are still there. We always have challenges, but it's not as difficult as it was before. And like you're going to sense that you're building yourself up and things are a bit much more easier, right? And that you can kind of express your gifts, your talent, your gifts as the Queen of Pentacles, and people can actually acknowledge it, right? So you're going to be pretty busy also at work or in your projects and endeavors, and you're going to feel quite successful in your role, right? And admire and acknowledge your gifts, I feel. Okay, so that's great. So we do start the week with a little bit of a heartbreak, but that's all because of the full moon energies enhanced with the lunar eclipse. So that's like double power, double release, emotional purge. So yeah, so we really want to work on a ritual before that happens, right? Or during when that happens, right? But then, like, in the middle of the week, you're going to kind of accept this, and then you're just going to go within yourself and gain a lot of insights, okay? Gain a lot of insights and acknowledge that, every step counts and you are heading in the right place, okay? And no need to rush. And then you're going to be very grounded and very focused on your work and feel quite earthly and stable. Emotionally grounded too, emotionally stable. So you'll feel good at the end of the week, so don't worry, okay? So all right, so let's pull a few cards from the Psychic Tarot. Okay. Love these cards. I'm also doing love readings, but I'm using the Psychic Tarot for the heart for that. But I kind of also wanted to use it for the monthly readings for the zodiac signs too. Just because I feel like a lot of people are not opening up their heart space as much during these times. Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoying the love readings too. I'm just starting to work on those. I think I'll be recording for the love readings tomorrow. So I'll do another 3 love readings. So I may start with, I did the water signs, so I may start with the air signs. Okay, so let's see. Balance. So yes, things are much more harmonious for you, I feel. During this week thing, you're going to get the opportunity to work on yourself emotionally, to ground your emotions, ground yourself, right? And there's going to be more harmony in regards to relationship as well, right? Because I think you're going to have a lot of inner reflection in regards to the 3 of Swords, in regards to certain pains, in regards to past relationships, right? Or friendships, right? Or family members, disagreements, disputes, I feel, right? That's going to resolving this issue is what the full moon is gonna help you do is to resolve these issues, right? Confront the pain, but to resolve it in order to create harmony and balance again. So there will be more balance, there will be more harmony for you guys during this week, and probably misunderstandings, communication with others and resolving situations with other people and creating that balance again and that harmony. Okay, so that's good. So that's going to help you fix certain things with other people or fix certain things in your life, maybe with spouse or partner, to create harmony and balance again. So I just see you creating balance. Foundations and achievements. So you're going to feel quite comfortable at home. Okay, you're going to feel quite in your element. You're going to feel quite secure, right? Because I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, this is promising a lot for you in the future. And because of that, you can be secure for something in the future. You can be secure with having a strong foundation and know that you can achieve things, right? You're going to be more confident in that sense. So whether you're purchasing a land or purchasing a home, okay, looks like it's going to go well. Okay, there's a solid structure being delivered to you, or you're going to be much more aware of these opportunities coming to you and quite more positive. So it looks like things are actually looking good. Things are going to be more stable for you guys. Okay, so I do see stability here, right? But I also mostly feel like it's going to be more of a sense of feeling comfortable in your home, feeling like a sense of community or warmth. If it's not related to a home, it can just be related to mostly the people you're around with. Could be family as well. And you're going to feel quite welcoming, quite secure in your environment. Okay, let's take one more card. The light. That's great. I love this card. So this is a sun card, I believe. Yes, it is. So yeah, like you're going to see that things are going to be much more optimistic for you around the end of the week. Just kind of getting a review of the week after at the end, and you're going to feel more kind of a sense of things are going the right way and that you're not as lost as you thought you were, right? Because with a Hermit card, you know, we do sense like we are a little lost and we don't know where we're going. So we're like, help us. Because it's pretty dark and we just don't know, right? But at the same time, we're kind of allowing to be in that solitude, right? So, but I feel like after that, you're gonna feel quite like, oh, I get it. You know, I sense things now, and I kind of perceive what needs to happen, and I kind of know where I'm heading towards and why these things happen, and I can see like a door opening for me, and there's like the light coming in and doors of opportunities, and the universe just showing you like, hey, look, here's what's coming now, right? Because when we release all things like cleansing the apartment, right, or cleansing certain things in our life events or old past relationships or interactions with others or past situations that no longer serve us, right? That lunar eclipse is going to help push all that out so that finally the things can come in, and you're going to start seeing a glimpse of those things at the end of the week. And you're going to start seeing a glimpse of those situations coming in for you that are new and that are much more for you. You're more aligned to it, and this is going to bring you a sense of joy because it's coming, you know, it's coming for you. Whatever it is, you know, it's going to be promising because you are aligning to what you need to do. So this is the light. You may also receive some guidance from somebody, or it could be on YouTube watching something online that brings you a sense of enlightenment and awareness, kind of seeing a glimpse of the light, right? Or situations in your life are going to kind of present themselves in a much more positive way, enlightening way. So this is going to boost your energy and your vibration much more higher for you, okay? So that's great. Okay, so wonderful reading. So I'm also going to pull out just one more card from the Sacred Rebels because I really love that card as well. The symbolisms are just so pretty. So what did you guys think of the reading? Did it resonate with you guys? Kind of resonated with me. I liked the end of the week. I don't know why the beginning of the week is always so painful. And I guess because we always like do moon readings, and moon energy can be quite harsh, right? So, all right, one more card from the Sacred Rebels. Let's see. Oh, I like this card. So pretty. More cards I want to come out, but no, I just want one. Look at this card. It's really beautiful. So motherly, so nurturing. Such a gentle energy with like her heart chakra emanating out, right? Very healing, okay? Kind of gives me the feeling of earth and air element, I feel. So it says, Divine Mother manifests. Okay, so what do you guys think this card means? I'm going to read it and then I'm going to tell you what it can mean. But I really like the colors. What do you guys think of this card? What do you guys think it relates to you? So definitely strong divine feminine energy, I feel, this week. From somebody, either your mother or somebody you know, family member, spouse, friend, or just working with the universe and with the divine universal feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a person, I guess, right? So I feel like this is going to be an opportunity for you to manifest. I think like this is a great chance for you guys to actually set forth your intentions, because you can do that also during the full moon and the lunar eclipse. I think by doing that gratitude ritual or forgiveness is going to help you open up your heart space a lot as well. And when we do that, I think that allows for more manifestation to come, or the energy is going to be more clear for you to manifest more easily, right? So it looks like it's like a strong feminine energy that's going to help you probably, or you will bring out more of your divine feminine energy to help manifest that, I feel. Okay. Oh, found it right away. Found it right away. I just opened the book and I found it. That never happens. Okay, let's read. Must be important then. Okay, so Divine Mother manifests. So I'm going to read it and you guys just relate to what it resonates for you guys, and then I'll give my input. So Divine Mother manifests. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss, for those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful or charts. I think those are trees. I'm not sure, but that's from Rumi. That's a very beautiful quote. So it says here, we share her, this divine mother. You and I, we are her precious children. We are born through her love, and she shares in our losses and our gains, our tragedies and our triumphs. Her hair forms the galaxies. Her thoughts become the stars. The sun is her own warmth, and her breath is felt upon this earth, causing the roar of the ocean waves. Her voice is heard in the call of the whales and the trill of the birds. She is all, nurturing life into existence. She is in my reaching for you, and she is in your acceptance of my divine hand. She is all, this great lady. Nothing lies outside of her sphere of influence and power, compassion and grace. That includes you and your dreams, great and small, my angel of love. Oh, that's beautiful. Very strong, very nurturing feminine energy. Very, very nurturing. I feel like, I think I kind of relate it to the moon, right? The moon has this strong feminine energy, and also Mother Gaia, right? But there's something about the moon that has this strong divine feminine energy, and because we're dealing with the lunar eclipse, right? It's just kind of suggesting to work with her energies, the feminine energies, because I feel like I know we're never alone. I feel like she's always there whenever we go through tragic events or painful events, or when we go through challenging situations, right? So it's kind of suggesting, in my opinion, suggesting how we can tune into her, right? And her energies, right? And very healing, motherly energies. This oracle comes to you via the sacred grace and mercy of the Divine Mother, who is the great manifesting expression of divinity. All that is created, all that is made manifest, without exception, flows from her being. This is why it is safe to trust in life. Even most especially the inexplicable mystery, and even the darkness that may give rise to fear and judgment within us. It is all part of her unfathomable workings. So we pray for light, we pray for love, we honor and live with lives with its mysteries, with as much integrity as we can muster. But beyond that, it is best to participate in this life with much less certainty than the mind would have us believe necessary for inner peace. So inner peace doesn't come with understanding; it comes with trusting. Can we understand a star or a galaxy? Perhaps not. Yet we can choose to trust its beauty and beingness, and from it derive great energy, hope, and inspiration. Okay, so that's really cool. Okay, I really tune with that energy. That's very strong feminine energy this week, I feel. Okay, so that was the message of the Divine Mother Manifest. So whatever resonated with you when I read that is what the message is for you. Okay, but I really feel like we're going to be working with like a strong motherly energy this week, and I really feel maybe related to the lunar eclipse or somebody of probably a motherly role in your life, right? It can be very healing, and this mother is going to be bringing out a lot of healing energy for you guys. Okay, and feminine energy can be in different forms. It can be through a male as well, right? Remember, this is not gendered. This is more related to our energies. Okay, the colors are very nice. So definitely heart chakra, crown chakra, throat chakra colors. Okay, all right. So that was the weekly reading, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly reading. Okay. Also, I wanted to give a great shout out. I should have done this in the beginning, but just gonna log in quickly. Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Edward McVeigh for donating $100. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everybody who's helping out with the channel and donating. I'm really grateful. So thank you so much, Edward McVeigh. Okay, so I just wanted to give a shout out to him. So thank you. It really helps the channel out, helps to, build on this. So I'm really, really grateful. So okay, so all right, so let's read now at the end. So if you guys can stick to this or not, but if you do, I'm just going to read a little bit more about certain rituals we can do for Monday, seeing that we are going to start off a little bit heavy in the heart, right? So in order to kind of reduce this heaviness, we're going to just work on these rituals, all right? So let's read about forgiveness, and then we'll read about gratitude. Okay, so forgive. It's page 143. Okay, so full moon timings. That's what it's called. Oh, how to forgive someone. So I'll read how to forgive someone, which is really hard. I understand. Hard to forgive. I think we all go through that challenge. And I'll read a full moon forgiveness ceremony. So I'll read a little bit about basically this, and then about the ceremony. So how to forgive someone. It could be argued that being angry is better than feeling helpless and hopeless. However, anger should be seen merely as a stepping stone on the way back to wellness, which is when you no longer harbor any upset against someone. Sometimes you can forgive and forget. Sometimes you can only forgive, but you can't forget. And sometimes you can forgive, but it's not even wise to forget. We're all human and we all make mistakes. We're all fighting our own personal battles. And just to repeat, forgiving someone for what they did does not make what they did right. It means you've dealt with it and can now move on. So this is really resonating with what I read in the beginning about releasing, right? Learning to release certain things. The lunar eclipse. So yeah, I think we're going to be confronting that so that we can move on. When we're upset with someone, when we're furious or bitter or twisted, we start to shut down our functions. The signals we're sending out are more in tune with our anger than they are with anything else. And these signals have a big impact on how our life unfolds. That's true. Remember, according to the law of attraction, like attracts like. That's true. So, when we're angry, we're giving out bad vibes. When we forgive, we give out much cleaner, purer, and happier vibes. Which makes sense, right? And when we do that, it's much easier to manifest our dreams. So that's why we have blockages a lot most of the time in order to reach our goals and our dreams, because there's just so much still grudges within us that is like major blockages to move forward in a clean energetic state, right? So this is actually a blessing in the skies, right? With the sorry, I keep thinking about the solar eclipse. Not yet in December, but the lunar eclipse, I mean. So this is actually, good for us because it's going to help us release that finally, so we can finally forgive, right? So that we start to manifest much more quickly, right? So yeah, so it's much easier to manifest our dreams because, like, if we're always angry and grudgeful, we're just gonna attract that. I mean, right? The law of attraction, we're gonna just attract situations that just enhance our anger and enhance our pain bodies, right? But when we have more of a forgiving state, then and we're more like open to like love, then we're gonna attract more love and forgiveness, right? So this is why it's really important to heal that part of ourselves, and we can't really stay in that angry state for too long, right? Because then it's just gonna keep making blockages to in order to fulfill your dreams, right? So I think that's what basically is saying, and I think this is true what it says because I relate it to myself as well, right? So okay, now let's do the ritual. So how do we resolve this? Full moon forgiveness ceremony. On the night of the full moon, which will be on Monday, you can do this at 4:30 a.m. too, if you want. See the full moon timing box on the previous. Oh, sorry, I'm reading part of the page. Okay, sorry. Number 1, take some deep cleansing breaths. Release any stress, worries, or cares as you breathe. Okay, do that. Number 2, now think about a habit, a thought pattern, or an idea or an upset that you want to release. It can be more than one. Write it down on a sheet of paper. Write as much as you need to express it. Number 3, next, think of anyone who has upset you. You can go right back to your childhood, to anyone who seemingly did you wrong and whom you haven't yet forgotten. List their names on the same sheet of paper and also write down what it was they did. Write as much as you need to. You have now created a forgiveness list. Number 4, close your eyes and visualize each person in turn. See them inside a pink bubble in your mind's eye. Pink is one of the colors of love. Rose quartz, you can use a rose quartz for this. See them smiling at you. Create a good feeling between the two of you. Say silently or out loud, I forgive you. And then let them float off in their bubble. It's like, bye, bubble. Just leave it there. But mostly kind of, I guess, just letting it go, that anger and just forming a bubble of love to that person, right? And that's what you can do. Number 5, now recite the following full moon forgiveness and karma release formula. So this is a formula. Under the glorious full moon, I forgive everything, everyone, every experience, every memory of the past, or present that needs forgiveness. I forgive positively everyone. I also forgive myself of past mistakes. The universe is love, and I am forgiven and governed by love alone. Love is now adjusting my life. Realizing this, I abide in peace. So that's great. So once you do that, you can just, under the full moon, say that, say that paragraph, or just set the intention in your heart. You don't have to say it out loud under the moon, but this is a good form of releasing karma release as well, saying that under the full moon, or just be present, meditating in your home and then having that in your thoughts, right? Because this will require a lot of visualization as well when you do the ceremony. Okay. You may wish to add this phrase. If you want to add this phrase, you can say, I bring love and healing to all my thoughts, beliefs, and relationships. I learn my lessons and move on. I call on my soul fragments to be cleansed by the full moon, and I call on them to rejoin me. I send love to myself and everyone I know and everyone who knows me in all directions of time. Under this glorious full moon, I am healed. My life is healed. And so it is. And so be it. Okay? So that's another thing you can say under the full moon or during that night. And then the last thing is number 6 is stand over a sink or anywhere else where you'll not set fire to the house and burn your forgiveness list. Okay? This ritual releases the energy into the ether for transmutation into love. That's beautiful. Okay, what a great ceremony to do. Okay, little ritual. Burning lists and papers and intentions really does great wonders. It's very powerful, actually. I've done it before, and it's like works like right away. It's really strong. So be mindful of when you do that, when you write it down, to have a lot of love, in that paper and that intention. Okay. So yes, so that was for forgiveness. Okay, and the last one is be grateful. So perform the entering a state of gratitude ceremony. That's what it's called. Okay, and then write your gratitude list and then burn it. So you're also going to be burning this little ritual ceremony for gratitude. So let's read a little bit about that. It's pretty short. It's not as long as the forgiveness, so we can just end it in there. So it says here, the importance of gratitude. In performing the above ceremony, which is the forgiveness ceremony, and writing your forgiveness list, you're releasing resentment. So you need to replace it. Gratitude is the ideal quality to replace resentment. It increases your vibration, so you will be happier. And the higher and clearer your vibration, the better able you will be to manifest in 2 weeks. So there you go. So that's why we have the Divine Mother card for Rumi, because I feel like if you work on these kind of rituals, you're going to start kind of be emanating that energy of the Divine Mother or flowing through you. And Divine Mother manifests, right? So you're going to be manifesting quite quickly, I feel, this week. 2 weeks. It says it usually manifests within 2 weeks, or starting to take form in 2 weeks. So the better you will be able to manifest in 2 weeks' time when the new moon rolls around. Okay? So entering a state of gratitude ceremony. So this is the ceremony. When you're in a state of gratitude, you can manifest extra wealth. This is because being in this state closes down your ego, okay, which might otherwise bring in doubts while you're manifesting. Here's how to do it. Number 1, take a moment to think of at least 3 people, places, situations, or things for which you're really grateful. Feel gratitude. Okay, feel that feeling. Really feel it in your body, like really feel it all over you, okay, when you do this. Number 2, Write a list of who, what you're grateful for. Number 3, burn your gratitude list after writing it. You just want to let things go at this time of the month. Number 4, finally, if it feels right for you, say this incantation. I know that I am blessed and I live my life within that knowing. Okay? So it is. Okay? So that was Moonology. So if you want to read further into it, I suggest get this book. This book is very helpful for full moons and rituals and could really take effect really quickly, sooner than you think. So use it wisely and mindfully. Okay? So, all right, guys. So that was your reading for November 30th to December the 6th. Okay? And I think we've long gone. You're welcome, Teresa. I hope this reading helped you out as well. And hopefully we can manifest great things this week, okay? And release a lot of things, right? Just do those rituals and it'll help you out greatly, okay? All right, guys. So thank you for joining us here in this weekly reading. And I hope you guys have a lovely week. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Glad you enjoyed the reading. All right, guys. Have a good week during this lunar eclipse, and I'll see you guys in my next reading. Peace.